Hello, I hope you all are doing great. So today I'm going to be reading the August 24 entries from Hope for Today, Courage to Change, and One Day at a Time in Al-Anon. It's again August 24th. It's on page 237 on all three books. Here it goes. First one, I'm going to be reading from Hope for Today. Holding on to anger, resentment, and a poor me attitude is not an option for me today. Growing up with two alcoholic parents created many painful memories. However, until I was able to let go of my past by forgiving my parents, I was unable to enjoy the present. Among Al-Anon's many healing tools, I found learning about alcoholism as a disease and how it affects families to be particularly helpful. It enabled me to see my parents in a different light. Today, I know they were unwilling victims of the disease of alcoholism. I have no doubt that had they been given a choice, neither of my parents would have picked up that first drink and continued on such destructive paths. I saw them try to fight the disease in countless ways as I grew up, making promises, going through rehabilitation, etc. But the disease won. My parents suffered, and my siblings and I shared the outcomes of their suffering as a result. In the battle with alcoholism, no one wins, not even those who seem to be perpetrators. Today, I know in my heart that my parents were the best mother and father they could be, considering that what they went through. As I imagine what they must have endured, I have gained empathy for their struggle. I have envisioned walking a mile in my parents' shoes, and I now have nothing but compassion for both of them. I am grateful to Al-Anon for helping me fully forgive my parents, and for helping me accept and enjoy them for who they are. Thought for the day. Remembering that alcoholism is a disease helps me see the person struggling beneath the burden of illness. Quote, with the help of friends in Al-Anon, I could see my parents as two people gravely affected by a disease. That quote is from Survival to Recovery, page 170. So the next reading is from Courage to Change, August 24th, page 237. I'm usually such a gentle, easygoing person that you'd never believe what happens when I get angry. I fly into a rage, my blood pressure seems to double, and I unleash a torrent of profanity. After years in Al-Anon, my anger is still a problem, but my behavior has greatly improved. Some time ago, my dog got its feet tangled in an extension cord and broke a beautiful vase. My temper flared, and angry words cut like sharp swords. What helped me to change this behavior was a look of hurt and bewilderment on my pet's face at the sudden violent change in me. If a little animal could respond this way, what were my outbursts doing to the people in my life who understood every nasty word? Today's reminder. I am human and I get angry, but I don't have to act out my anger in destructive ways. I do not have the right to take it out on others. Whether my usual response is to scream, sulk in cold silence, or lash out with cruel words, today I can look at what I do and I get mad. Maybe next time I will try something new. Quote, we can pave the way for calm, reasonable communication only if we first find healthy outlets for our own negative feelings. And that is from The Dilemma of the Alcoholic Marriage. Right, that is really good reading about anger. Moving on, I'm going to read from One Day at a Time in Al-Anon, August 24th, page 237. Somewhere along the line, in our study of the Al-Anon program, we reach a sharp realization of the growth value of honesty and candor. When this happens, one of the first things we are able to admit is that our behavior, like that of the alcoholic, has been far from sane and reasonable. When we can do this without shame or embarrassment, we seem to break free of a hampering shell. This is progress, but let's not imagine that Al-Anon has done all it can for us. We have reached a plateau. There are still more heights to climb to reach serenity and the full life. Today's reminder: if I come to the complacent conclusion that I don't need Al-Anon any longer, let me remind myself that it can do far more than to carry me through the anguish of living with the problems of alcoholism. I know I can make even greater strides in fulfilling myself, for Al-Anon is a philosophy, a way of life. I will never outgrow the need for it. Quote, "Once I have overcome the problems that first brought me into this fellowship, I am confident that my continuing search for spiritual understanding will yield ever richer benefits." Right. That is a really good reading too. I really like this one, and I think I'll comment a little on this one on how I can personally relate to this. So, I like how it says, "I know I can make even greater strides in fulfilling myself, for Al-Anon is a philosophy, a way of life. I will never outgrow the need for it." Wow, that is amazing. Yeah, when I first started going to Al-Anon, I thought I was going for someone else and not for me. But throughout the years, which it's about 4 years, I realized that Al-Anon isn't really just for a certain kind of people. It's super wise. There's so much wisdom to get from it, and there's so much peace, and there's so much serenity, no matter what my situation is, no matter what my issue is, no matter if I have an issue, if I don't have an issue, because as long as I am human, I know for sure that I will need these kinds of wisdom that Al-Anon teaches as long as I am breathing, because I am human and I can't help being human. And yeah, so those are the readings for August 24th. If you want to keep hearing these readings, please hit subscribe, and I will keep doing this every single day. And I know sometimes it's a lot easier for me to listen than to have time to read, and that is why I'm doing this. And thank you, and have a good night. And if you're having issues or none, it always still helps to go to meetings, um, go get a sponsor, and yeah, never give up. There's always experience, strength, and hope to be had out there. And the more you dive into it, the longer you dive into it, your cup will overflow. Alright, have a great day.